Welcome everyone! In this video, we are in the Great League, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Azumarill! I wanted to give you guys a strong Azumarill team because I know with the recent event where Marills were spawning quite frequently in the wild, a lot of us may now have access to a proper Great League Azumarill. So I thought, why not give you guys a very strong team just in case you had a nice Azumarill that you wanted a good team for. So it will be on the lead along with Venusaur in the back. Venusaur will primarily serve as the closer, but in many circumstances, I did find myself safe swapping it, and that is only if you are making a hard team read, as there are a lot of Noctowls in this meta, so there's nothing worse than getting it locked onto your defenseless Venusaur, and also on this team in the back. Rounding out this classic ABB double grass line is Abomasnow. Abomasnow, always a very strong pairing with Azumarill. It's been that way for quite some time. And the reason why, Abomasnow has a very glaring weakness of fire, and there's nothing better to help cover that weakness than a very strong, bulky water type. Abomasnow, very strong closer, much like Venusaur. And before we dive into the featured set of the video, gonna start things off with some bonus battles that I thought were a lot of fun. Here we go. Stunfisk lead. This is why I prefer Hydro Pump in this meta right now for these very bulky and powerful steel types. I really do think that it's a must-have, along with Play Rough. Play Rough is nice for the mirror, but we're going to let this EQ go through. As we all know, Azumarill about as tanky as it gets, and we are not baiting, guys. We've got this Hydro Pump. We're going right for it, and we're saying bye-bye to the G-Fisk. Just like that Hydro Pump has deleted a powerful steel type. You'll love to see it, and they've got a Medi in the back. So somewhat core broken by Azumarill. And this is, again, why we're running Play Rough for Medicham and the mirror matchup. It's quite nice. And we are now grabbing shields from our opponent. We don't intend to shield a thing. Even if this is a Psychic, which would KO from this range, we've got Venusaur up a shield to handle this Medicham. No problemo. And that is exactly what we are going to do. And they are going to threaten with a potential Psychic. So we will shield that. Psychic does one-shot Venusaur, but they do just bait us with an Ice Punch, and that is okay. Gonna bank a move as they make a play into a Noctowl. We did intentionally bank that Frenzy Plant. You never know when that could come in handy. Gonna shield out the Sky Attack. It would not KO, but it would be putting us in a dangerous health range for this Noctowl. Just gonna build to the back-to-back and throw on 5 of their wing attacks. That way, if they shield or no shield, we can CMP tie them to the second move. And now this will really pressure the Noctowl to either shield or go down with energy. They choose to go down with the energy, putting the hope and faith in the Medicham. And we maybe could have made it to an energy ball. I wasn't quite sure if we would. I think we would have, because we are non-shadow. And yeah, it does look like we would have made it, but that's okay. We grabbed the shield. That was the goal, my friends. And like I said, we banked that Frenzy Plant, which means that we're saying bye-bye to the Medicham. Venusaur winning CMP tie over the Medi, taking it out and closing the game strong. That's going to be a good game. Well played. A lot of people have been sleeping on Azumarill as of late. I really don't know why. It can absolutely still put in the work. And here we go. Mirror matchup. We're running ABB, so we swap immediately on the neutral lead, hoping to draw out a potential Sableye, but this is not what we were expecting to see in the back behind Azumarill. This is a Noctowl. Far from a Sableye, I would say. But we can still fight back and put the pressure on with those hard-hitting neutral sludge bombs. And they're going to throw immediately. They did not like the amount of damage that sludge bomb did. And they absolutely wanted to get rid of that Venusaur. So we're going to let this all go through from the Noctowl. Like I said, Azumarill, one of the tankiest Pokemon in the entire meta. We tank damage for days. No need to shield anything from this Noctowl. We will look to overload a bit before taking it out, though. I don't anticipate that they would shield whatever we throw. So going to throw the Play Rough here. And this will absolutely KO the Noctowl if they choose to let it go. And they do. That is amazing. Our Azumarill is getting a little low. Going to make an aggressive swap and do our Abomasnow. And they are staying in. Quite interesting to see. That means that they are weak to an Abomasnow in the back, perhaps. Gonna go for this big energy ball, and they let that go. So very interesting to see. I do believe we shield this. No, we let the play rough go. Not sure what they have in the back. Wasn't expecting to see a Noctowl. To be honest, most Azumarill leads compared with at least a Sableye and some other ghost type. Traditionally, it's a Alolan Marowak, but these days Alolan Marowak has been replaced by a Trevenant. So that's kind of what we were thinking, but the fact that they had a Noctowl, we're just not sure, and it's a Swampert, so completely off on my team read. They were triple weak to an Abomasnow. Guys, can you imagine if we had just stuck to the Abomasnow safe swap? They would have been in absolute shambles. So now we're forced to catch. And that kind of hurts us. The Hydro Cannon doesn't do as much damage as I would like. As crazy as that sounds, just because it gives this Swampert an immense amount of farm. And they are able to farm all the way down. And at this point, we cannot tank a resisted Hydro Cannon from this range. That is how broken Swampert is. I think it's about time for another nerf for Swampert. I don't know how to go about doing that. Maybe take Mudshot away. I don't know. But Swampert just seems broken to me. But that is A-okay. Not able to get this one done. Getting KO'd by a resisted Hydro Cannon. You hate to see it. Good game. Well played. Oh, we zigged when we should have zagged in that last one. 100%. Here we go. A Brave Soul running nerfed Nidoqueen. My goodness. Boggles my mind to see people still using this thing. But the plan here is to do some super effective damage with our bubbles, as well as tank one Poison Fang and then swap to clear the debuff into Venusaur. That's kind of how you have to approach Nidoqueen. It's a bit of a handful for the team as a whole, but like I always say, one Pokemon cannot do it all. As they come in with a Trevenant, we are way ahead on energy, going for the big neutral Sludge Bomb, and we draw a shield. That is amazing. So the play here is to no shield the potential Shadow Ball and then come in with a Abomasnow, but they bait. There's no way we're shielding up against this Trevenant. Gonna preserve the shields for Abomasnow. Going for yet another Sludge Bomb, and they do let that one go. Now we can threaten with a resisted Frenzy Plant from this range, which forces them to throw another double resisted Seed Bomb. That is amazing. So now, sticking to the original plan, not nearly as much farm as we would like, but some farm, better than no farm for sure. And we know that they have a Nido on this team. The Trevenant is gone. Not quite sure what else could be in the back. It's a Sableye. Holy smokes. Our opponent absolutely hates Medicham. They've got 3 solid answers to a potential Medicham. Gonna catch the resisted Foul Play onto Azumarill. And they do combo play with the Nidoqueen, throwing their energy immediately. So that is absolutely fine. We definitely don't want to get debuffed with a Poison Fang from this Nidoqueen. So gonna load up a little bit and throw the Weather Ball here. If they want to shield this, by all means, but no, they let it go. And now we are primed to perhaps sweep this endgame. I do believe we only need 1 Weather Ball. Gonna throw this one to grab the shield. Or no shield. Wow. That was a gutsy call. Could have been an energy ball. But we're able to get to the back-to-back either way. Gonna throw this Weather Ball here. They do shield now, as they absolutely have to. But we had another one locked and loaded, which means that we are saying bye-bye to the Sableye. Abomasnow, 2 shield flexing to close the game strong. You absolutely love to see it. That's going to be yet another good game. Well played. Had a lot of fun with those bonus battles, but we now move into the featured set of the video, and we are met with a Alolan Ninetales running Charm. So, got an excellent answer to this in the form of Venusaur in the back, but Azumarill has some play as well. Gonna go for the big Hydro Pump. Probably in hindsight, should have just gone for the play rough as we do. I was hoping to do big damage and then perhaps farm down. That was the play, but I think generally you want to go straight play rough. So because we have such an amazing answer to this in the back, and to let this go, we know that we do live it, and we could get to another move, but they catch our big Hydro Pump onto an Empoleon. Very nice play by them. It still does a metric ton of resisted damage. That was quite astounding to see. But we did have a solid answer as well in the form of Venusaur. Venusaur looking to be quite the core breaker. Gonna throw and deny them all of that energy. They basically just completely sacked their Empoleon. And they come back in with the Charmer. So that means, guys, if they come back in with the Charmer, that means that they are probably very weak to Venusaur. Venusaur is about to unleash. Gonna go for yet another Frenzy Plant, and we are grabbing shields from the Charmer. Holy smokes. What do they have in the back? We are 100% gonna shield this, and I think we can maybe farm down, but no, they come in with a Medi, so yeah. The whole team absolutely core broken by Venusaur, which is why Venusaur is quite strong right now in this meta. We go for Frenzy Plant number 1, and we CMP tie them to Frenzy Plant number 2. Venusaur absolutely popping off. We say bye-bye to the Medi, and that Charm A9 can do nothing to our Venusaur. That is going to be yet another good game. Well played. Again, guys, if you have a freshly built Azumarill courtesy of the previous event looking for a solid team, this one might be for you. And here we go. Metacham lead. This is why we run Play Rough on the lead. So, team reading, my friends. If you ever encounter a Metacham lead in this current meta, you're safe to read that there's perhaps a Noctowl and a Lantern in the back, also known as team number 1 from my top 3 best Noctowl teams, aka team number 4 from my top 5 best Great League teams. They do let that Play Rough go, does big damage, and we do definitely tank another Psychic, long enough to get to yet another Play Rough. Now, it looks like they're trying to soft lose lead, and I'm reading that they're going to look to come in with the Lantern if they do have it. That is exactly what they do, so the plan is working out beautifully. We let them farm us down, and now we are primed to bring in our Venusaur, guys. We're making a hard team read that there is perhaps a Noctowl in the back, which means that we are clear to align our Abomasnow onto the Noctowl. Gonna preserve shields. We don't need to shield a thing from this Lantern. It's trying its best, but it is not getting anywhere with this Venusaur. Gonna wait to throw because I feel like they're gonna try and catch. They were trying to catch. Not gonna let that happen. Read the team like a book. There is a Noctowl right there in front of us, and we had just the answer to it. Although we are taking super effective damage from the wing attacks, we just thoroughly outpace this thing to these super effective weather balls. All we have to do is match shields, and the Noctowl will fall eventually. It just depends on how hard they are willing to fight us here. Going for Weather Ball number 2, and they shield yet again, and that is fine. We are free to go for Weather Ball number 3. Now, they have no choice but to have this go through, as they have no more shields. We say bye-bye to the Noctowl, and this game is just about over. That Lantern could do nothing to the remainder of this team. And just like that, we have closed it strong yet again with Abomasnow. Good game, well played. Oh, this Azumarill team was absolutely putting in the work. It was quite nice to see, but not with a lead like this. We got a fresh, shiny Chestnut, fresh off of its community day. We swap in the Venusaur, and they counter swap us with a Frostlass. So very interesting team comp here. Gonna pressure with a Frenzy Plant, and we grab a shield. That is amazing. So yeah, not sure what else they could have in the back. It looks like our opponent is just absolutely sick and tired of seeing the Basti Shadow Vic Medi team, as they did lead with an excellent answer to a Basti, and they had an excellent answer to a Medi in the form of Frostlass. They do finally throw. We grabbed both shields. That was insane to see. That is amazing. That's the power of Venusaur in this meta here. Gonna just let all this go through. Again, still not quite sure what we have in the back on our opponent's team. But we know that we comfortably tank 2 Shadow Balls, no problem. And gonna look to take out the Frostlass with a Play Rough here. But they catch onto a Noctowl. So yeah, confirmed. Our opponent has had it. Had it with seeing the Basti Shadow Vic Medi team. They built a counter team for that. Unfortunate for them, though, they are locked in here with an ice type in the form of Abomasnow. Gonna shield this sky attack and preserve a shield to perhaps sweep. Just gonna overload as much as we dare and then look to take out the Noctowl with a Weather Ball. It is absolutely within Weather Ball range. We're saying bye-bye to the Noctowl. And I do presume they would come back in with the Frostlass. They're thinking long and hard. They are somewhat weak to our Abomasnow with that Chestnut. They do come in with the Frostlass, so our over farm will pay off. We say bye-bye to the Frostlass, and we're looking pretty good as they do promptly top left, as they had no shields, and we were going to put in work. Good game, well played. Yeah, guys, I felt it my duty to remind everyone of the power of Azumarill in the Great League. And here we go, mirror match. Gonna learn from the mistakes of the previous battle on the Azumarill lead. Gonna actually save swap Abomasnow this time, as intended. And they're staying in, which is a good sign. It means that they are weak. Gonna throw the energy ball, but they catch. What an amazing catch. Holy smokes. Did not even see that coming. My goodness. They catch that onto a Sableye. Sableye is very common to see behind Azumarill, as mentioned before, along with a second ghost type. These days comes in the form of Trevenant. So that's kind of how we're playing this. Gonna throw the Weather Ball here. Seeing a lot of value in our Abomasnow, we do choose to shield. And now we will see what they have left. It would be crazy to come back in with the Azumarill, but that's exactly what they do, which is a good indicator that they are core broken by Abomasnow. So we will shield and look to put the pressure on this opposing Azumarill here. Gonna go for the big energy ball and see if we can do big damage or grab a shield. They shield, and they do get the defense drop. So gonna aggro swap into Venusaur, reading a Trevenant, but no, it's a Altaria. Wow. That's, you could see that as well, but generally it's with the Sableye on the lead and Altaria and Azumarill in the back. So they were running it in an alternative order, and that is absolutely fine. They throw immediately after tanking that Sludge Bomb. Oh, people don't like tanking charge moves from Venu, and it shows. And gonna bring in Abomasnow and look to load up on energy. We should have overfarmed a little more here, as they were not quite close to the sky attack, but they do let that go, putting the hope and faith into their Azumarill. They did bank a move, so this will KO, but guys, although they have the shield advantage, we have the health advantage, and that may prove to be beneficial here, as after they tanked our, or after we threw the energy ball on Abomasnow, their defense dropped. And we immediately swapped into Venusaur to get some Vine Whips in, taking advantage of the debuff. So that gave us the health advantage in this mirror matchup. And guys, they can have the shield advantage all they want. We just need one more play rough plus a few bubbles to seal the deal here. So our strategy paid off, and they do end up waving the white flag as it was over. They needed 2 more play roughs. We only needed a few bubbles, and that's going to be a good game. Well played. So as you guys can see, Azumarill, still Azumarill at the end of the day in the Open Great League. And here we go, Lickitung lead, pretty neutral lead. Gonna safe swap in the Venusaur, because Lickitung leads can often have fighters in the back. Generally a Medicham, could be another fighting type, not really sure, but the most common fighter behind Licky would be Medi. We shielded because generally when they stay in like this and throw, they're trying to chip and dip, leaving you disadvantaged on the mid-game matchup. But no, they're looking to stay in here a little bit. They did tank our Frenzy Plant, and now they finally switch, and our team read was accurate. It was a Medi in the back. So, like I said, Licky can generally have a Medi in the back. And gonna wait for the switch timers, putting the pressure on this Medi with back-to-back Frenzy Plants here. They do tank 1, they definitely don't tank 2, so they do shield. And now we aggro swap back into Azumarill because they stayed in so long with their Lickitung. On our Venu, the switch clocks are terribly misaligned. And they go for a power punch there. That was very interesting. And they go for another power punch. Holy smokes. Oh my goodness. In this moment, I was thinking, oh, trainer, are you running the wrong moveset on Medi? Are you running that ridiculous power punch, ice punch moveset? Oh my goodness. Sad for them. If they had the right moveset, they absolutely were running that absolute nonsense moveset, which put them in a bad spot because had they been running the correct moveset, that being Ice Punch Psychic, they would have had a much better time with our Azumarill. But I digress. They came back in with the Licky. We aggro swap into our Abomasnow, and they come in with the Trevenant. That was very interesting. And this is one of the reasons why I generally prefer the non-Shadow, because we live a Shadow Ball from the Trevenant. We wanted to play to the CMP tie because we knew that from that health range, we would live the Shadow Ball long enough to get off these back-to-back Weather Balls. This is why Shadow is not always the way to go, my friends. We say bye-bye to the Trevenant, and now it is just about smooth sailing from here. We're just one bubble off from the play rough, which is absolute lights out for this Licky Tongue here. We get to it. We say bye-bye to the Licky Tongue, and just like that, how fitting, Azumarill closing it strong in its feature video. You love to see it. That is the team, my friends. Good game, well played to our opponent, and there you have it. Azumarill still going strong, season after season, meta shift after meta shift in the Open Great League. Azumarill always a staple in the Great League, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Withstands the test of time, and in light of the most recent event, I figured a lot of people now have a proper Azumarill for the Great League, which maybe you guys were questioning, I got this new Azumarill, I'm excited, I just built it, what's a good team? Wanted to give you guys a solid Azu team, because I know a lot of us now have access to a proper Great League Azu, and as you can see, Azu's still strong. But guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.